with the expedition just around the corner, I thought it would be fun to review all of your expedition vaults. Let's see what other people are putting in their vault and whether it's a good vault or a questionable one. Okay, expedition vault review then. Let's see what people are putting in their expedition vaults and what I think about it. Extended Mag 3, really good choice. Bobcat, really good choice. Snap Hook, decent choice. Survivor, really good choice. Like, I can see that you're probably more of like a PvP player. So, great. Really, really cool. Wondering why you're doing the Bobcat with the extended medium mag, though. I wonder if there's a reason for that. Maybe you've got a reason for it in mind. It would make sense, I suppose. But yeah, decent. Really decent. Really cool. I like that. And then, oh, this is an interesting one. Uzi has a Survivor Augment Blueprint, 2 stacks of ducks, a Safekeeper Augment, and a Jupiter. Interesting thing, honestly. You know, can't go wrong with the Survivor Augment, as always. The strat for getting the ducks, I mean, I respect it. Do you need that many, though? You could take 15 and have 1 extra slot for another blueprint. How much does 15 ducks go for? Is it 7,500 each? So you get the money. You get the money. You can upgrade your stash. You can buy a bunch of stuff. The stash upgrade. Right. Yeah, that's cool. Just one thing to bear in mind. And now this could change. But right now, trinkets are absolutely busted in all of the map because of the current project going on. You can get money pretty quickly right now. So something to consider. So, you know, I also thought about bringing something like this. 1 stack of ducks or something, and you could buy like a hole cracker. You could buy some ammo. You know, you'd have a bit more flexibility depending on how things go. Like, I don't think it's a bad idea bringing some ducks. Because it does give you the flexibility. But it all depends on how often the trinkets will be going on into next season. Like, if they're still really common, you can get all those golden boots and stuff across Stella. We're going to get pretty rich pretty quickly. But yeah, feeling that pretty cool. Like I was saying to the Prime, appreciate that. And then you got the Safekeeper and the Jupiter. So I'm doing a similar thing. So I can speed run the workbenches. I'm happy to find all the blueprints myself again, but speedrunning the workbench is going to be cool. Taking a Safekeeper and a Jupiter gives you 2 lives with using the Jupiter. You could get ratted, but if you can stick it in your Safekeeper pocket, then you've got 1 more use of it. And the main reason really is just so you can farm the Bastion, the Bombardier, the Rocketeer, the Leaper as soon as possible to get those benches fully upgraded. I respect it. If I were to change anything, I think I'd take less ducks, though. Because I do feel like there'll be more value all over the place. Unless they nerf it. They could nerf it overnight. Totally possible. Totally possible. Anonymous with a gifted sub as well. Thank you. Enjoyed your Raider backpack and Raider tool. And then we got an interesting one from Pal Revenger. We got 2 Survivor blueprints, a Snap Hook, a Bettina, and a Heavy Gun Parts blueprint. So there's 2 different things we can do with this, Power Avenger. I like it. I respect it too. You could just sell the Survivor Augment on Metaforge. However, there's one thing about this strat where you take multiple Survivor Augments, right? There's one thing. Everyone's going to be bringing their own Survivor Augment across. At least one of them. The value of the Survivor Augment might take a bit of a hit. Now, it's probably still going to be valuable. Don't get me wrong. But I have a suspicion that after this expedition, the value of it might drop a little bit. So we'll see what value it goes. It's probably still going to be the most valuable blueprint in the game. So you could still sell it for a bunch of seeds, then go buy a bunch of blueprints. This one blueprint could end up equaling like 10 other blueprints, depending on how things go. So that's pretty cool. Or, failing that, you could just stick this other one in your next expedition vault as well. Pretty good. You've got the Bettina Snapbook and Heavy Gun Parts. Really great PvE weapon. The gun parts you need as well, of course. Snapbook, it makes sense as well. Like, the only thing is, you won't be able to use any of these blueprints until you've upgraded your benches. So that's just one thing to think about. You've got nothing here that you could use early game. So something to think about. Not anything you can use until your benches upgrade, but besides that, it's pretty good. And then we've got Zegan with just one vault unlocked, and you put the Bettina in there. I mean, not a bad choice. Would you rather a Survivor augment, though? If I only had one augment slot, one Expedition Vault slot, I would probably put in a Survivor, to be honest. Right. Now we've got Gold Fumed. We've got a Survivor augment, a Wolf Pack, a Snap Hook, a Lightweight Stock, and the Hull Cracker 4. I'm going to guess the Hull Cracker 4 is pretty well equipped. I'm just wondering what the strat with this one is. Obviously, Survivor, Snap Hook, great. Bringing a Hull Cracker 4 straight in, really good. Also, was mentioned in stream earlier, you can farm Rocketeer Husks for that early game advantage. Like, I almost thought about this as well. I've got a Jupiter in mine, but bringing a Hull Cracker 4, you can get ammo from the Rocketeer Husks. If there's a Husk Graveyard or an Electro Storm early on in the wipe, you're going to have a bunch of ammo. You're going to be sorted. Definitely a decent choice. Lightweight stock. Like, okay, I'm going to assume that you use the Hull Cracker a lot. So lightweight stock blueprint makes sense. But I honestly think this is one of the more common attachment blueprints that drop in 2x map modifiers. This specifically is going to drop in Electro Storm, Night Raid, Locked Gate, Cold Snap is not around right now. Hurricane as well. Looting any containers in that map condition, especially residential containers, you're going to have a pretty high chance of finding this. So something to consider. The lightweight stock blueprint isn't massively low. So unless you're planning to like speed run the benches and have that lightweight stock built out for future hole crackers, maybe, or future weapons. I'm just wondering if there's something else that could go there instead. Wolfpack, I can respect that. It can be a little bit of a tricky one to find, although Night Raid Stellamontis residential containers, you just run around lobby, you'll find it fairly commonly as well. So pretty interesting. Then we've got a similar one, Nemain, Survivor Augment, Wolfpack, Snap Hook, Jupiter, and Equalizer. All right. I would personally not bring the Equalizer and Jupiter blueprint. Simply being, these are the two most common blueprints in the game. There are very few blueprints in the game that you can guarantee yourself to get. Jupiter and Equalizer are guaranteed in the Harvester. If you're struggling to do it the Harvester, there are ways to do it really, really quickly. A Renegade 4, with like a medium mag 2 at least, can speed run the alarms to shoot down to open up the harvester thing. I got videos about it if you're unsure on how to do it quickly. You can speed run the harvester so fast, and you have these blueprints in no time. So, something to consider. I personally wouldn't put those in there just because I know they're always there for me whenever I need it. Yeah, you got to wait for a harvester. You got to wait for it to come around for sure. And there's going to be a bit more competition for it going into the start of the season. But, easiest blueprints are fine. Snap Hook and Survivor, really good choices. Wolfpack as well. Definitely, really valuable ones. I know, for me, personally, I do find the Wolfpack a lot, but it is one of those rare ones that you might struggle to get. So, valuable blueprints, rare to get. Definitely good. Moving on, we've got a similar one here. Survivor, Wolfpack, Defensive, Jupiter, and Heavy Gun Parts. Interesting. Once again, same thought with the Jupiter blueprint. You can get it pretty easily. Heavy Gun Parts, great choice. The thing is with the Heavy Gun Parts blueprint, all of the Gun Parts blueprints, they spawn in specific container types, right? Raider-style containers, so Raider backpacks, med bags, weapon cases, grenade tubes, security breaches, uncovered caches. There's a decent amount of chances to get a Raider-style blueprint. But every time you get a blueprint, It could be a heavy gun parts. It could be an anvil. It could be a torrente. It could be an osprey. It could be so many different things all at once. So it can be a pain to get the gun parts blueprints. It can be a pain. So definitely recommend that. Really, really good. Jupiter, like I say, I think that's really easy to get. I would skip that one personally. Defensive, you know, it's the best one that has heavy shield. If you're a heavy shield player, it makes sense. It's a decent one. Wolfpack is really good as well, obviously. If you were to change anything besides the Jupiter, you could consider the Wolfpack. I'm going to assume you really like the defensive augment, so respect it. Survivor augment, obviously, great choice. Then we've got an interesting one here. We've got the extended barrel 3. Anvil, Patina, Wolfpack, and Extended Medium Mag 3. Once again, good choices for the most part. I think the Patina, obviously, great choice. Amazing PvE weapon. Really, really good. Anvil, like, here's my thoughts on the Anvil blueprint, right? I don't even care about it. I don't care if I never see the Anvil blueprint. Okay, there was one time where I really wish I had it, but I went the whole expedition without even having it. You can buy 3 anvils from Tianwen every single day. Anvils spawn in weapon cases pretty commonly. So it's just something to consider. Now, if you are an anvil user, you love the anvil, then I respect the choice because, once again, it is another Raider-style container, right? Chances of you getting an anvil blueprint can be pretty low, even if you're farming that container type like crazy, because there's so many different Raider-style blueprints that could pop up instead. The same thing as the heavy gun part. So if you really like the anvil and you're not going to get enough from the sources in the game already, then something, you know, fair enough. But just something to consider that you can get a lot of anvils just from base weapon case looting and also Tianwen per day. Wolfpack, decent choice again as well. Stellar Montes Night Raid if you feel like maybe you want to take it out. Extended Medium Mag 3, definitely very good. I'm starting to think maybe people are doing the Extended Medium Mag 3 so that they can put it on the Renegade. That makes a lot of sense. Extended Barrel 3, I am assuming that's probably like a Renegade thing as well. I don't know. I am a extended barrel hater. I don't know how to put it, man. I just think it's one of the most useless attachments in the game. I don't see what it really provides. I can't imagine a situation where it's going to win me, change the situation for me. I don't know. I'd love to hear people's opinions. I would love to hear people's opinions on what it's good for. Maybe on the anvil, like, does it give more pushback on the arc still, I suppose? High bullet velocity? Perhaps. I'd love to look in the comments. Like, what are people who like the extended barrel? What is it that you use it for? No bullet drop. No bullet drop. Right. So, what situation are you going to be using a weapon long range enough for that to matter that much? Is it for PvP, maybe? PvP? Long range sniping? That makes sense. If you're doing PvP, I respect that. You know, that makes sense. I suppose. It's good on the anvil. I think it's pretty good on the anvil for the pushback on arc. It does add some bullet velocity. We've tested it. Makes the gun a laser. PvP. Possible. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. It's probably a decent option for a lot of PvP players. Fair enough. I respect it then. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. This is an interesting one. I like this. Look at this. We've got a fully kitted Patina with a horizontal grip, a lightweight stock. We've got a damn control tower key, a Stellar Montes security checkpoint key, a Jupiter, and the Survivor augment. Like, if I had a chance to do another expedition vault, I might do something like this. Just to, like, have a bit of a roll of the dice with what loot you could come out of a control tower loot room and come out with like 3 level 3 weapons that could be epic value, a bunch of other stuff. It could work out. You might get lucky and get some augment blueprints from that security checkpoint key as well. Although, you'd have to get very lucky. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. This person's a gambler. Yeah. Hopefully it goes well for you. That's all I can say. It could. We'll see. Okay. The boat is the rarest item in the game. I'm putting it for my next expedition. So, okay. Gun parts. Respect it. Medium and light gun parts. Respect it. Wolfpack. Respect it. Survivor. Respect it. The boats. The reason why the boats were so sought after was because you needed it for the expedition. This next upcoming expedition, I don't know if you're going to need it anymore. It'll be something else. It'll be something else. So it's going to lose its value. It won't necessarily matter if it's rare or not, if it's not required for the expedition. So if you want to like sell it for seeds or something, you're probably better off putting in something else. Just because the value of this item, the boat, will drop as soon as the next expedition's around. I'm in my second... Ah! That's fair. I'm in my second expedition. Okay. That makes sense. I will say that you... Yeah, I mean, who knows it? Fair enough. All right. If you need the boats because you're going to go into your third expedition. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, that makes sense then. Cool. Right. Next, we've got Survivor, Extended Medium Mag 3, Extended Light Mag 3, Tempest, and Wolfpack. Yeah, that's decent. If you like the Tempest, then you're going to want to bring the Extended Medium Mag 3. The Extended Medium Mag 3 and Extended Light Mag 3 can be pretty painful to get at times. They feel pretty rare. For those that don't know, they also follow the same loot pool for a lot of the other higher level attachments. So Night Raid, 2x events, major map condition events, essentially. I know there aren't 2x map conditions anymore, but same thing. We've got Night Raid, Electrostorm, Hurricane, Locked Gate, loot containers in those map conditions. Higher chance there. Extended Medium Mag and Light Mag can be a pain to get, though, to be honest. We got the same one here pretty much with the Tempest, Medium Mag, Light Mag, Wolfpack, and Anvil. Like I say, if you're an Anvil player, then I get it. Just remember that Anvils do spawn like crazy in weapon cases. You can get 3 per day, just something to think about. Everything else about it is pretty cool. And then we got a Bettina in your first expedition. It's not a bad shout. Look at this. Bingston has got 3 Survivor augments, a Hull Cracker 4, and a Canto. I'm guessing you're a trader. The Canto is one of the more annoying blueprints to get. Survivor augment also. You can trade those. Yeah, it's definitely a viable strat. And once again, if I had another chance, it's something that I would consider. What if you just bought 5 Survivor augments and you just traded for stuff? It could work out. But also the price of the Survivor augment could tank massively. We'll see. We'll see if it plays out. I'm curious to see those that bring multiple Survivor augments like this. Would it be good? Would it work out in your favor? Maybe. Decent idea. Die Hard solo maintaining Cantina. We got 4 Jupiters and a Hull Cracker 4. Okay. Fair enough. 4 Jupiters and a Hull Cracker 4. But next week's trials are pretty easy though, right? I think next week's trials are pretty easy. I don't think you need 4 Jupiters and a Hull Cracker for next week. I don't know. I would choose other things, but that's only because next week's trials are like melee trial. We've got looting. What do we have? We can have a look. Hold up. Next week's trials are we've got search computers, open containers, deal melee damage of arc enemies, damage jump mine, and then destroy ticks, fireballs, and pots of... Yeah, so you don't even need them, really. Just something to think about. Okay. What next? We've got Snap Hook, Survivor, Bettina, Hull Cracker. I like that. I respect that. It's the same thing with the whole cracker for me. Like, you can buy one per day from Tianwen, so I'm personally not too bothered about getting it. But if I use the whole cracker more than the Jupiter, cause I like the Jupiter more, but there are people out there that like the whole cracker more. And it's a pain to do the quests. It is a pain. So I kind of respect this choice. Like, I actually like it. I think this is kind of cool in a way. The only thing is, now you've got to do the quest again next time to get the blueprint in your expedition vault the second time. But I guess you can take your time with it. You got the whole expedition to do it, right? So, yeah, a quest-only blueprint. The most annoying... Like, for me, I get so bored of doing the quest, so I respect it. We've got an interesting one here. Let's open that up a little bit bigger. A survivor augment, anvil, heavy gun parts, rascal, and compensator. I wonder why you've gone for the rascal. Here's the thing with the rascal. It's kind of expensive to craft for what it is, personally speaking. I think that you will find a decent amount of actual rascals in the wild just by looting, especially key rooms, that you don't necessarily need to bring the rascal blueprint. Like, I don't really ever craft this gun that often, except for the one trial we had, because I kept finding them everywhere and I was just dropping them or recycling them. They drop fairly commonly. Compensator 2, I'm guessing that's going to go on the anvil. You can find that fairly commonly. It is kind of a difficult one because, once again, low tier attachments, you know, extended mag 2s, compensator 2s, vertical grip, angle grip 2, etc. Huge loophole. There's so many different items that could potentially spawn when you open a residential container and pull a blueprint. So if you really want that compensator and you really like the anvil, I get it. Makes sense. But there are ways to buy these. I'm pretty sure there's some options to buy it every day. Oh, maybe you can't, huh? You can buy one from Shani, I guess. That's kind of not as viable. All right. I mean, if you're an anvil lover, I guess it makes sense. But I think for me personally, like, I would find that fairly commonly. The compensator. Right, what have we got here? We've got heavy gun parts, medium gun parts, survivor, extended medium, and anvil. I'm just surprised at how many people are putting the anvil blueprint in. I know it's a very loved gun, especially for like PvE, sorry, you know, doing loot runs. But like, I get so many anvils just by playing the game. So, I don't know. The pink boats are 100% for the 4th expedition. Wait, do we have that information already? And then we got a fully kitted Bobcat 4 with all the lovely attachments on it. Jupiter and an anvil. Once again, okay. Jupiter, very easy to get once again. So I personally, if you've only got 3 slots open, I would consider putting something else, because you can get that Jupiter whenever you have the chance to go and do the harvester. Fairly easy. Another thing with the anvil, again, like, I don't know. Are we all really going to be using more than 3 anvils per day? Like, especially if we're PvEing. You know? I don't know. I personally think it's a better use to put something besides the anvil blueprint. Because you can build up quite a nice stash of them just from Tianwen and by looting weapon cases. The second most common weapon to spawn from weapon cases besides the Berletta is the anvil. So, you know, or maybe the arpeggio, maybe they're tied. So you're going to find a lot of them. Bettina, cool. Survivor, Seeker, heavy gun parts, and then another survivor augment. Yeah, like I say, the whole double survivor thing, it's a strat. I respect it. Heavy gun parts and Bettina, I respect it. Seeker, we all have different opinions about this. Personally, I think the Seeker blueprint spawns way too commonly in Stella Montis. You might want it straight from the get-go, though, so I understand that. But personally, I'm going to be looting Stella for my workbench upgrades. I feel like I'm going to just run across a Seeker grenade blueprint anyway, so I'm not bothering with that. Very, very, very useful item. But personally, I would never do it because I just think the spawn rate for the Seeker is really high. But other people might have had different experiences. I know some people really struggle to find it. It's just weird how RNG works like that. Venator, Seeker, Medium, and Survivor. I'm going to guess you are a Venator fan. If that's the case, fair enough. Like, it's another one of those blueprints that can be a pain to get. It's a Raider-style blueprint, just like the patina, the heavy gun parts. If this is the weapon that you like, it's completely a good choice. Like, I respect it. Once again, though, Seeker Grenade. I don't know. I don't know about it, personally. I don't think I would do it. Yeah. We got a PvE only, which means no raw stuff needed. Blueprints only. And the Wolfpack because I don't need more. The Smoke because that's my Bane. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, this is someone's thing here. Some blueprints will just be hard for you to find for some weird reason, right? Like, for me, I couldn't find the Anvil blueprint this time. I found a million smoke grenade blueprints. If you didn't know, it is a residential style container spawn. It spawns with the same places as light mag 2s, angled grip 2s, etc. Buried City is a good place. Stella Montes lobby, loot all the suitcases and trash cans. But I do get it. There are so many different blueprints that could spawn instead of this. You might get unlucky. It's a very important one as a PvE player as well. Galabra, very rare blueprint. Very, very rare. If you're trying to go for all the blueprints again, or you like the Galabra, yeah, fair choice. Hole Cracker blueprint, once again, I respect it. It is a pain to get that. Now you have the whole expedition to go through the quest nice and slowly. Wolfpack, fair enough. Survivor, good choice. Okay. Survivor, lightweight stock, extended medium mag 3, and a silencer 2, and a combat. I'm guessing you're a bit of a PvP player, and you have a very specific loadout that you like, and you probably just want to get back into the PvP as quick as possible. If that's the case, fair enough. I will say that the silencer 2 blueprint spawns... I mean, I don't know if I'm just having good luck. It's a very high spawn rate blueprint in residential style containers. So something to consider there. Maybe you don't like looting much, though. I'm going to have a feeling this is probably a PvP player. So that makes sense. But Silencer 2 is really common. You know. Sorry, but I don't do expeditions. Fair enough. Looting Mark 3 Survivor, Deadline, Secret Grenade, Wolfpack, Jupiter. Okay. I would change this up a lot. If this was me, I would get rid of the Seeker and the Deadline. They are very, very common. They're very common. That, you know, like I say, some people struggle, but just run around Stella, loot every container you see, you will find them fairly commonly. Wolfpack as well, cool choice. Jupiter, 100% guaranteed spawn rate in the Harvester. I know, like I said it a few times, but I'm just surprised at how many people are picking this. Survivor Blue Augment, though, really good choice. Maybe you don't have other blueprints that you really care for. Then fair enough. But I don't know. That's my vault. I like using the Renegade, so I wanted the attachments for it. Oh, cool. Yeah, fair enough. If there's something that at the end of the day, this is your vault, and you have a playstyle or a weapon that you like, right? So you got to fit it for your own playstyle. So absolutely, you know what's best for you. I'm just sharing what I think and some adjustments that could be made. I love this one. This is great. Dimes here has 2 Survivor blueprints, Hole Cracker, Balletta, and he's basically got all of the rarest blueprints in the game. Oh my goodness. You could probably sell all of these blueprints on Metaforge, and if you're smart with the timing, you could probably buy every other blueprint in the game. Like every other blueprint. Well, maybe not quite. You know, there's a few more expensive ones. But you could get a lot of blueprints with this if you sold it for seeds. The Berletta is a little bit earlier on in the quest line, though. But if you absolutely hate quests, I get it. I didn't bother. I still don't have it. Hole Cracker, also kind of a cool choice. Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to trade for these. I will see. I would love to see how it goes. I feel like the economy will change a little bit with the introduction of this vault, because it means there's more blueprints in circulation. And we're all getting 5 extra blueprints as well. Random blueprints, but there's going to be a lot more blueprints in circulation. The Survivor Augment blueprint price might tank. All of these people might struggle. But if the prices remain the same, then this could work out. This could work out. And then we've got an Anvil blueprint here, a Survivor, an Equalizer, a Survivor Augment, and a Silencer 2. Like I say, I can only repeat myself so much about the Anvil. If you love the Anvil, it makes sense, but you can get so many Anvils per day for free. Survivor, I respect. Equalizer and Survivor Augment. Yeah, I'm going to do something similar. Like, just having a good gun to start off with will help speed up the early game really quickly. Will help get those benches done really quickly. Just for anyone that's bringing a gun to speed run like the early game, just be careful. Don't bring it into your first few games, because there will be rats around. Like, I would absolutely play it safe. Go on some basic loot runs first. Get the basic stuff you need, like rusted tools, rusted gears, etc. Do that first, and then consider bringing your weapon in. Just some less chance of rats. The reason for it being, they don't say that they reset the aggression matchmaking, but I think that people's playstyles will change a little bit. And we're going to need time for the matchmaking to settle. You need the rats to go and rat people first and go put into PvP lobbies before you take your Equalizer out. Yeah. Silencer 2 again, I think it's a fairly common one that drops in residential containers. We've got a Safekeeper Augment, a Wolfpack, a Survivor, a Patina, and an Anvil. Just a bit of a worry about this one, really. The only thing I would say is heavy gun parts blueprint. You're going to be kicking yourself if you don't find that for a long time. So you may, considering you're bringing both the Anvil and Patina, you may want to take out something to get that heavy gun parts blueprint, because it can be a pain to find sometimes. It can be. It can be. I can't get into my game, but you're bringing the stat poke, looting, Wolfpack, heavy gun parts, and Jupiter. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Respect it. We've got an interesting one here, which is Survivor, heavy gun parts, Patina, Anvil, and Ducks. Yeah, like I say, like the Ducks will definitely give you a nice fresh start. I think it would be fun to try it like this. I think that it will give you a lot of flexibility having some money early game. Especially if you just want to get through the pain of, like, you know, you go into a raid and you die and you just want to get some, like, bandages and syringes or adrenaline shots together. Like, I think it would work out quite nicely. I'm not going to do it this time around because we do have the project going, like I said, which is you have so much money to be made pretty easily. We got Survivor, Wolfpack, Patina, Seeker, heavy gun parts. I mean, I'll go through pretty quickly here now. A barricade kit blueprint. Interesting. I'm guessing a PvP player. Actually, this is not a bad option. If you're a PvP player, this is not a bad option. The barricade blueprint is one of the rarer blueprints to find. It spawns in electrical style containers, and the blueprint drop rate for electrical style blueprints, from my experience, has been pretty low. Wait, you get 105,000 for 15 ducks? I thought it was a bit more. That's rough then. Honestly, I think this is one of the most underrated blueprints I've seen so far, the barricade. Really, really useful item. Has so many uses, and it's a pain to get. It is a pain to get. Same thing here. Safekeeper with a Jupiter and the Hole Cracker. Okay. Survivor. It's surprising. The two things that surprised me the most out of this, Anvil Blueprint and Seeker Grenade. I know they're really, really, like, people love the Anvil and they love the Seeker for good reason. But the Seeker Blueprint's so common, and the Anvil weapon is so common that I personally just wouldn't bother. Okay. I mean, it's mostly the same. I'm going through to see if there's any interesting choices. Volcano. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Looks like a PvP player. I respect it. Got some rare blueprints here. Probably doing a bit of trading. Complex gun parts. And a defib blueprint. Okay, I just want to say one thing. The defib blueprint is one of the most common medical style container blueprints. So it does spawn fairly commonly in places like Buried City and medical research on Stella. Complex gun parts is also the most common spawning blueprint. Well, besides light sticks, I suppose, but it does spawn fairly commonly in augment style containers, where you usually find the survivor augments. Toro, Anvil, Medium. Yeah, I respect this choice, to be honest. These blueprints can be a pain to find. Another hole cracker there is cool. Cool to see. A lot of people have some pretty similar ideas. Honestly, out of all of these, like, the only thing that I would ever change... An Anvil 4. I would probably take something... like, you could bring, like, a Bettina 4. I know it's more ammo, like, more expensive, but... You could build an Anvil 4 pretty quickly, even after the wipe, because of Tian Wen. Just something to consider there. Yeah, I will go through right to the end, just so I get through everyone. But two things that I would say. Secret Grenade, really common. It's so common. I'll go find one in a second. It is so common. Anvil Blueprint. The Anvil Blueprint itself is a pain to get, but the Anvil just appears so much that I would skip it personally. That's the only thing I would say about a lot of these things. Decision paralysis. This is my 4th expedition, potentially my last for a while. Thinking Snaphook instead of Anvil. Heavy parts instead of Volcano. Mostly PvE until very late in the season. Okay, so you can probably find a Volcano blueprint eventually if you mostly do PvE. You know. Looks like you've particularly gone for the 2 Hurricane blueprints, though, so I'm going to assume you just really hate doing Hurricane. So I respect that. Snaphook is one of those blueprints that, like, it's fairly common if you get into an Electrostorm. If you can get into an Electrostorm. It is a very valuable blueprint to have early game, or at any point in the game, for both PvP and PvE. I would personally value the Snaphook over the Anvil. I think the Snaphook blueprint spawns... You're going to find the Snaphook blueprint first if you can get into an Electrostorm, right? Yeah, so something to consider. I personally would choose the Snaphook blueprint, though, just because you can get Anvils pretty much everywhere. And I once again, the Rascal blueprint is an interesting choice. I'm curious about that one. Everything else is pretty good. This is good. I like it. All I can say is the same thing about the Anvil. Just consider maybe not bringing the Anvil if you want to bring something else. Anvil, the 3 things that I would say. Anvil blueprint, Jupiter, Equalizer, Seeker, Deadline. All those really easy to find. Obviously, the Anvil blueprint isn't easy, but the weapon is. I'm just repeating myself now. Snowballs. Yes. Wait. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh, does anyone have any candleberries? I want to bring candle. This is the best one yet. I love it. That is great. I think that people are right about... They're putting their money in the right places with the... Like, here's the thing, though. No, the Bobcat spawns on Locked Gate, though, so the Kanto is probably still rare, pretty rare, so... Yeah. Kanto and Tempest are fair choices. Surge Coil Blueprint. Have you done the final project yet? If you haven't, you could wait till after the expedition. A Hullcracker 4 with a horizontal and a kinetic on it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I respect it. That's cool. I like it. Obviously, heavy gun parts, Bettina, and Survivor. Nice. Smoke. Don't have Survivor going on my 3rd expedition. Mostly PvE, but I'm mixed. You only have 1 expedition vault available. Fighter spray you can get from quests now. I mean, honestly, I would bring... If I were to choose only one of these blueprints to bring with me, I would probably bring one of the gun parts. I would probably bring the heavy gun parts blueprint or the patina blueprint. I mean, it depends on your playstyle. Mostly PvE. Like defib, no problem. You're going to find that fairly commonly. Vita Spray, it's a bit rarer, but it's also a quest thing. Secret Grenade, really common. Yeah, you don't have the Survivor Augment, which is the main thing. I would aim for one of these. Either the patina or the heavy gun parts, probably. They're the most valuable in terms of, like, it's a pain to find, and you're going to want to use them. You will find more heavy gun parts in the wild than you will find patinas, though. So, like, I think the patina blueprint's valued more over the heavy gun parts, simply because you will find heavy gun parts when you loot commercial style containers a lot. So, like the desk drawers that you find in Spaceport or in Stella Montis in the near the metro. You'll find heavy gun parts fairly commonly, but you won't find patinas. So I would probably choose the patina for that reason, if I were to choose any one thing. But it depends on you. You got to make the decision for yourself. That's just what I would choose. Solar PvE main was thinking 3 stack of rusted deers for workshop upgrade, but decided Martina Secret Grenade seems to be my cursed blueprint. Only found 2 ever. I think it's weird how so many people have different experiences. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm going to go into the game now and try and find as many Secret Grenade blueprints. That's going to be my goal, to try and sway some people's opinions. I think it's really common. Heavy gun parts, medium gun parts, light gun parts, Wolfpack, Survivor. I think this is beautiful. I think this is great. Planning to swap the Safekeeper for heavy gun parts if I manage to find them. 100 seeds on Metaforge will get you that, probably. Worth considering. Once the expedition happens, the price will probably go up. So, yeah. We got 4 prized Godcats fully equipped, and 1 survivor. Fair enough. I respect it. I respect it. What have we got here? Complex gun parts, Vita Spray, Wolfpack, Survivor, and Safekeeper. Vita Spray, I think that's a decent choice, honestly. I use the Vita Spray a lot. You can get it from quests now, but I mean, quests, yay. Complex gun parts. I still think complex gun parts is a pretty common one, especially if you're just speed running like locked gate, blue gate reinforced reception. It is pretty common. Interestingly, you've gone for the complex gun part, so I guess you're probably going to be running Jupiter and Equalizer a lot. Looking at your stash, that seems to be the case. Fair enough. I mean, maybe you just want to speed run getting the Jupiter as soon as possible. Yeah, makes sense. But here's the thing: you're bringing the complex gun parts, but what about the other gun, like the light gun part? You can't craft the complex gun parts until you already have light, medium, and heavy, right? So something to consider there. Like, sure, you could go and just break down other weapons. It's an option, but for those that have put the complex gun parts in, you've got a bit of a bottleneck because you don't have the heavy, the light, and the medium gun parts. And as weird as it is, the complex gun parts will be found more commonly than the heavy, the light, and the medium. The heavy, light, and medium spawn in Raider-style containers, and there's a vast loot pool of different items in there, right? So many different items. Osprey, Venator, Tortellini, everything. We talked about it a lot. Complex gun parts spawns in augment-style containers. And this drop rate is pretty high. It is pretty high. We're going to go and find the Secret Grenade and the complex gun parts blueprints. I want to show you what I mean. What's this? Fully upgraded, Patina, Survivor, Hull Cracker, and a Survivor Augment as well. I can't see that final choice. A Snap Hook. Okay. Pretty cool. And then a Powered Descender. Love it. All right. Thanks for watching, my friends. I'll see you in the expedition live tomorrow. Cheerio.